Oh my God, the drama, the storyline around Model 3 production at the Tesla factory just reached completely new levels. Elon Musk claims sabotage. Yes, this could be quite serious. I don't mean to make fun of the situation. I mean, I probably still will, but this can be quite serious, and this is completely blockbuster movie type of the thing. Of course, we're going to talk about the new camping gear that the Tesla factory just got, and how that's going, and Chevy's PR department gets a sense of humor, and of course, comment of the day. All of this is coming up next. Taking over the world, electrifying the world, welcome to those of you who are watching me live on Patreon. Thank you so much for contributing and helping me keep the show independent and moving forward every day, new video. And if you're watching me on YouTube, welcome. Please consider subscribing so you don't miss anything moving forward. Okay, we're going to talk about this sabotage thing going on. By the way, just so you know, on Thursday and Friday of this week, I will be at VidCon. It's like a YouTuber convention, so I'm gonna go there and hang out and learn some new stuff so I can get better at this. But I will be releasing a few videos and interviews that I did in Shanghai, China last week. So you will be entertained every day. Trust me. Okay, so. This is very, very weird. Okay, so Elon Musk sent out an email on Sunday night, I believe, to his employees saying that one of the employees got caught messing around with the, I believe, the manufacturing operating system code and sending out some proprietary information and some secrets to outside sources. Now, this is a big deal because, you know, this is obviously sabotaging the production. And also on Monday, Elon sent out an email saying there was a small fire on a production line that slowed it down, actually shut it down for a few hours. There were no casualties or injuries, but nevertheless, he says that was also kind of unexplained, and he's been asking employees to kind of keep their eyes out for any other suspicious activity. Now, if this is true, because some people believe this may not be true, even though I'm not really sure if Elon Musk would really have balls to kind of make this stuff up. But okay, if this is true, this is definitely major, right? If there was somebody who's being paid by a competitor, an oil company, or anybody else who's been paid by those people and actually infiltrated Tesla's working force, has been doing all these things, there's going to be a lot of heads rolling. Prosecutor or criminal prosecutions. I'm sure there will be lawsuits. There should be a really, really bad PR holes to patch. I mean, this can get really, really ugly, but this can really, and already probably will, be really, really good for Tesla, because think about it. They may not, if they don't meet the production rate at the end of this month, there's no better excuse that our enemies have been trying to fight against us, and look what they did. So we're just a little bit late, and I think people will be like, yeah, no, totally, guys. And most importantly, this community will kind of renew its enemies subscription, right? The oil companies, the competition, the mainstream manufacturing business in this industry. So this story has a lot of great things going on. If this is true, you know, this is definitely going to be good for Tesla. And again, kind of an excuse to maybe not be able to meet the production rate, but at the same time, just definitely going to be a lot of stories coming out of this in next months, and probably even maybe years, right? Dieselgate just had a story of the Audi CEO being arrested yesterday or the day before, right? And the Dieselgate happened many years ago. So this could be now. Here's the thing, not everybody believes that is true. And maybe those people believe he's maybe not necessarily lying, maybe inflating some of the information. And that story kind of adds up too, because and I'm gonna tell you, that would be genius if it was somehow kind of manufactured, because evil genius, but still kind of genius, because think about it. Yes, there's now excuse to not meet the production goal at the end of this month. Yes, now we have a common enemy, and Elon can always say, see, all those people, all those short sellers, all those oil companies have been working against me. That's all great, right? But at the same time, think about it. He's been basically very confident in the fact that the production rate of 5,000 cars per week will definitely happen, even though I don't know if you guys paying attention to the Bloomberg tracker, the production rate there is really not that high. As a matter of fact, even Elon himself was claiming that the production rate right now is 3,500 per week. So going another 1,500 in just 2 weeks did not seem that realistic, but he seemed very, very bullish on us. He really believed that this was going to happen. But now he's saying that, oh, look, we've been compromised, and I was going to deliver all this stuff to you, but what are you going to do? Enemies, right? Now that would be pretty good, sort of an excuse to maybe give themselves another 2 or 3 weeks to get the production to 5,000 cars per week. So now, also the way he has communicated this to us is a bit odd, right? He wrote an email to his employees stating this. That's how we found out. Obviously, he knew it was going to be leaked, but it wasn't a tweet. And really what it should have been is a report, and which he doesn't mention at all, that authorities have been contacted, and I believe an FBI probably a case would need to be started, because I'm assuming this violates federal laws in different ways. Now, he did say that the employee was not happy about not being promoted, so that could have been the only motivation. But he's also kind of suggesting that this could be foul play by competitors in other industries. Now, if that would have been the case, I'm assuming we would have already heard that some sort of federal or state authorities would have been involved, and we haven't heard that yet. So and a lot of people find it a little bit odd, where maybe this is just a disgruntled employee and not a bigger conspiracy. Though a bigger conspiracy would be definitely, again, blockbuster-like. Let me know what you think in this comment section. I'm kind of torn. I believe Elon. On one hand, I don't think he's ever lied to us, besides the deadlines that he's not very good at. But yeah. Anyway, this story is probably going to keep rolling, and this story is good for Tesla no matter what. Now, let's move on to the other part of that story. And before that, let me remind you that this show and this channel is sponsored by Evanex, the aftermarket accessories for Tesla that nobody sabotaged. So you can just get a discount code in the description of this video and save yourself a few bucks when you shop there next time. All right, let's talk about the tent now, right? Now, a lot of people reported that the tent was built near, next to the Fremont factory, and that's where they are rolling out. They have another production line there. They're rolling out the all-wheel drive, the dual motor Tesla Model 3s there. This picture was tweeted out by Elon. But today he actually tweeted out acknowledging the tent and saying that this is a production line that was kind of unplanned, right? He says a new building was impossible, so we built a giant tent in 2 weeks. Tesla team KFA. By the way, now he found emojis. God knows what's coming now. And then he also said in another tweet just how fast they kind of had to build it. And it's actually better than the one that's inside of the factory. Now, this is also kind of crazy, right? Because we just had the annual shareholder meeting where Elon was saying how everything was great, how everything's going to be, on time. That would be a good time to mention that they don't have time, space, or whatever to build their third production line inside the factory. No mentioning whatsoever of building a tent and having it temporary or maybe not temporary. So it just makes you wonder, was this planned? Was this, looks like he's even admitting that this was kind of like in a bit of a rush and a plan B or C maybe. Now, kudos to Tesla and Elon Musk and everybody who works there of just getting stuff done, right? They're building tents to do stuff, and he's sleeping in the factory, and that's all really good. But I gotta tell you, these guys need to hire a PR firm, right? Because we don't want to be hearing this, because this story broke because somebody flew a drone over the factory and said, oh, look, there's a tent. Who's camping there, right? Get ahead of the game, guys. Tell us like, yeah, you know what? We were running a little late. We were having some production issues, but we have great ideas and we work really hard. And boom, we're gonna do this in a damn tent, and the cars are gonna be great, right? Nothing wrong with that. But when somebody flies a drone over, it goes like, hey guys, I'm noticing something weird there. Then you have to defend yourself. Then there's all those conspiracy theory stories come out, right? And that's fine that they maybe didn't plan it or something went wrong, right? But just get ahead of the story. That would be great. You know who got ahead of the story and had a great PR week today, this week, is Chevy. Check out the tweet from the guy who I guess is their communication guy. You know that car that burned out yesterday, I think, right? Or a couple of days ago, Mary McCormack's husband, Tesla caught on fire. Well, Chevy graciously offered them a Chevy Bolt EV as a loaner until they get their new, as I said, so she has a more dependable electric vehicle to drive while they're shopping for another car. Now that's great publicity stunt, right? And you know, it is taking a shot at Tesla here, and obviously puts Chevy Bolt in the news. Elon, you gotta hire this guy or someone like him. But that's pretty cool, right? I mean, this is something that this is what PR is all about. This is what advertising is all about. So I thought it was pretty cool. Another news, Milan, the city where I was just a couple of months ago now. Yeah, time flies. And this is me taking a picture in front of their biggest tourist attraction, their Gucci store. Well, okay, here's another picture I took there. Something about architecture and history. But anyway, so Milan is implementing something really bold. This city is going to ban diesel cars, just period. Right now, I have to say people say this, they have a lot of great green policies and all that stuff. Now, when I was there, I didn't see that many electric cars. I think I saw only like one charging station, like at all, and I was there for 3 or 4 days. So it didn't give me an impression of a very green city that has and promotes the green energy. But whatever, they are implementing this as early as January of next year. Now they're gonna do it in phases. First of all, it's gonna be older models of diesel cars, and I think it's gonna be only Monday through Friday. Yeah, are still going to be polluted there, and then they're going to move forward with banning newer cars and all throughout the week by the end of the next year. So pretty aggressive. But you guys have to understand, diesel cars are very popular in Europe, and specifically in Italy and Milan. They're still selling them in very large amounts. So this is a pretty bold move, and they're going to set up a bunch of cameras to enforce this. So this is something really cool, and I can see other cities following their footsteps and phasing this out as well. So another win for the industry. So that's great. Let's move on to the comment of the day. This comment of the day comes from Chris B. And he is talking about that Tesla fire that Mary McCormack's husband had and his Model S. Chris says, this is not a criticism of how you covered the issue of the Tesla catching fire. Appreciate it, but by the way, I don't shy away from criticism. I welcome everyone's opinions, but nevertheless, thank you. How the rest of the news outlets cover the issues is what is bothering me. It always amazes me how there's always so much press when a slight thing goes wrong with the Tesla. Okay, that is true. And some of it, or I would even say a lot of this coverage is kind of unfair. But on the other side, when there is a new technology, especially a sexy technology introduced, people are scrutinizing it more, as it should be, right? New technologies, we don't know much about them. People want to, make sure that they're safe and so forth. So yes, I mean, Tesla will be scrutinized more than, all other cars, even though we know there's like 150,000 gas car fires every year, like 5 Tesla fires, and everyone's contradicting Tesla. Listen, it's like when Viagra came out a few years ago, right? Nobody was discussing the violent diarrhea that half of the other drugs were causing, right? We kind of got used to that. But, everyone was talking about 8-hour boners that people showed up at emergency rooms with. And that's just how the world goes around. So, and by the way, there is no bad publicity. Yes, this probably doesn't look very good, but we can win this one, right? The gas cars are not going to catch on fire less, but these cars are going to catch on fire much less, because these are all incidents that can be taken care of. You remember how Tesla installed a shield under the cars when realized that the battery needs to be protected so it doesn't actually catch fire. And there's still much less fires that Tesla has per 1,000 Teslas versus per 1,000 gas cars out there. So this war can be won, and again, there's no bad publicity. Even though this looks kind of bad, nevertheless, people will talk more about Tesla, and a lot of people still finding out that Tesla is a thing, right? So yeah, this is just how the world goes around. We're just gonna have to grow, and Elon Musk just needs to grow a thicker skin and take care of these problems, because I know we will. All right, guys. That was quite a news day for me, so I'm still kind of excited. We'll see what happens in the next few days. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.